Hello, welcome to the HWA, Historic Wendover Airfield YouTube channel. If you have your proper hat on, you're in good company. Everyone has received the memo. Tom Peterson here and Landon Wilkie.
Hey, folks.
And we just wanted to go over some of the things that are coming up this year, some of them coming up rather quickly, and give you an idea of what's happening at the airfield. So I'll let Landon start out.
All right. Thanks, Tom. So a couple years ago, we started our exclusive women's history tours for Women's History Month in March. So we will be doing that again this March, just as an opportunity to recognize the contributions of the hundreds of women who lived, worked, and served here at Wendover Field in all sorts of capacities, from nurses to the Women's Army Corps to the WASPs to the spouses that were here and often working on base. So many stories to tell, and we'll highlight those. So this is a little bit of a different tour. Still takes about an hour to an hour and a half, but you get to see a different side of the base than is regularly featured on our daily flight line tours. So it features a couple of our hospital buildings, which are typically inaccessible, as well as our barracks, which we don't include on our daily tours. Get to go in our C-54 and more than that, but really cool opportunity to feature our women who are here in Wendover. So
and I have to brag, Landon's being very humble about this. Landon has put in a ton of work on the nurses' quarters display, and he's made that look really, really good. I have to admit, one thing I had no idea. The way nurses became officers was because, darn those enlisted men, you had to have an officer to get their attention. I had no idea, and that's something that Landon put together and is part of that display.
And there will be many more seemingly unfortunate tidbits like that as far as women's involvement with the military, especially at that time, but certainly an important period to recognize. So that'll be every Friday in March at 3 o'clock and offered every Saturday in March at 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So we'll have various times. Hopefully we can catch people on the weekends for you to come out and do it. But we've also been able to schedule some private tours for groups. Like we've had the Utah chapter of the 99s, the premier women's flying club. So if that's something of interest to you, we'd love to have you out for that.
One thing too, Landon, as I recall, because we've had a few donations that neither one of us being medical individuals, if anyone out there is a nurse and would like to go through some of the medical equipment that has been donated and contribute maybe a little more accurate description rather than these are spreader aparter things or scissors, we'd love to hear from you.
That's right. I only retain so much from MASH, so we would love expertise in consulting as we develop more for our existing nurses displays and future hospital displays. So great plug, Tom.
It's a cool area that is not open very often, and so I'm looking forward to going out, learning a little bit more, and so yeah, please come on out and check out those women's history tours. What do we have next, Landon?
Then coming up in April 11th through 13th is our third annual model train show. So what folks will see is the Brinkman Service Club, the main museum building here, filled. Both the mess hall and the dance hall will have two giant N-scale model railroad layouts that are just incredible. So we have N-scale railroaders from really across the western U.S., from Utah as far away as California, coming out to put these things together.
When you say N-scale, 1 to how many, roughly? Oh, I'm going to throw you under the bus here, aren't I?
I didn't have a note for that, Tom. I'd say the engine's about this big. So certainly smaller trains, but a lot of the fun is seeing the dioramas, but they have so many options to interchange as far as engines and trains that are running around the track. It's still really cool.
And when we did this last year, I wasn't really, personally, I wasn't really sure what to expect. And it's pretty amazing to see our big dance floor just filled with model trains, and
Yep.
the amazing layouts these guys and gals build. We had one gentleman who put together a Wendover Airfield diorama for this event, didn't he?
Right. That was Kevin Anderson who helped us organize our train show to begin with. So that will be on display as part of it. And they're always changing. So every year you come, hopefully you're going to see some new, different modules as these trains are running through. Really cool to have.
That'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So then our last big thing is our all access tours. We have 4 dates this year: April 20th, May 18th, July 27th, and September 14th. And you're probably wondering, maybe some of you guys know, but what is an all access tour? It truly is exactly what it sounds like. There are areas on the airfield that we just normally aren't able to get into. One of them may be behind me here, and that's all right. I have a hairy friend that has just joined us here, so I'm going to put him over there. And yeah, so our all access tour is kind of an all day event. We start around 10 a.m. and usually wrap up about 2-3 o'clock, Landon.
Probably 3 to 4. It kind of keeps stretching. There's just so much to see. But don't let that scare you away. We also include a lunch at the Officers Club. So we have a nice break in the middle of the day. You get to enjoy lunch in this beautiful building.
Yep. That's a benefit that's included, right? There's no additional charge.
That's right.
And if you let us know well in advance, we can even accommodate some dietary restrictions. Right. Being gluten-free here myself, so
so that's make everyone feel welcome.
Yep, absolutely. What do we show them, Landon? What kind of front to back? How does this work?
So we go somewhat chronological as far as the story of Wendover Field in World War II. We start out in the morning discussing more heavy bomber training and just daily life of the Army Air Force. So we go through into one of our heavy bomber hangars, make our way into one of the barracks, get to see what life was like, the original dining hall for the airmen out there, hospital buildings. Sometimes we'll take a stop out at the railroad tracks just to see how all of these resources came to be to amass this base and keep it running. Have a nice lunch break, and then we continue on with more of the Manhattan Project, atomic mission era of our story. This is the most special part, is heading out to South Base, where you get to see, like Tom kind of hinted behind him, some of our munition storage bunkers, but some of those other sites pertaining to the assembly and work on atomic prototype bombs. So really cool day.
And I probably one of my favorite parts is we do actually offer rides on the Jeep as part of this tour. Our 6x6 over here, you just see the back end of it, is currently under repair. I'm not going to promise that that'll be ready this spring, but we're working on that. But we do actually have some very nice air-conditioned buses for those later tours, because it gets a little warm out in Wendover. Right. So it's a very comfortable ride around base. Free water's included, so we'll keep you well hydrated and fed well. And the other great part I enjoy, participating in the tours is actually we have a number of original stories from veterans who served in Wendover, recollections, and we're able to share those kind of in the well, not kind of, exactly in the places and on the topics that we're visiting and stopping at. So you'll get to hear a bunch of really point in time, right here kind of reminiscence from those individuals. And Landon and I and some of our other tour guides actually dress in period uniforms. I wish that I looked as good as, an early 20s World War II soldier. I fill my uniform out a little better.
Same.
But that it again, striving to give you a really place and time feel. It's a fun tour to do. If you want to come out and make like a day and a half of it or more, there are, as you may have guessed, there are a number of places in Wendover to stay overnight. Right,
many of which are casinos, and would love to have you spend the evening playing. So
there are some places on the Utah side as well too.
This is true.
So I mean, you played, the way you want to, and maybe you get the people that are coming out with you to chip in for a hotel, and you can catch a buffet or something. I don't know. It's maybe you just want to go to Maverick and get a hot dog. I don't know.
There may even be a show at the concert hall one of the weekends you come. Who knows?
It's true. It's true. Well, hey, we appreciate you tuning in and checking this out. Love to hear from you if you have any questions. One of the biggest ways you can help the Airfield Museum is to subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell so you get notified of upcoming videos when stuff gets published. And then share the videos. The more you can get the message out, it really helps get the museum out there and gets people to come in and check out this really unique, nationally recognized historic site out on the western edge of Utah, eastern edge of Nevada.
Right.
Be sure to check out our website, wendoverairfield.org. We also have a Facebook page, an Instagram, and Landon does a primo job on TikTok for us too. So you can find us out there. He's
trying to get more videos on there, but it's a lot of fun. So check all of our social media and everything else out and see what's coming up next.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks. Have a great one.
Take care, folks.